someone to make me feel alright. Somebody help me, yeah. Somebody help me now. Won't somebody tell me what I've done wrong?
A proposition for you, staff. Matron's read you the riot act. Break one more thermometer and it's coming out of your pay.
Got free tickets to that new club on South Pier tonight.
No!
It's going to be stuffed with eligible men. I think it's exactly what you need after everything.
Last thing I need more like. It's a road traffic accident. I'm staff nurse Taylor. What's your name? Anna. Your name's Anna. Come on, Anna. Let's get you through.
How did you move? Go, Dr. Klein.
I'm still up to my eyes in packing cases, but I think the worst is over. Oh, you'll need my new address and telephone.
You really don't mind being stuck out in the middle of nowhere?
I love it. And once I dispose of the vile wallpaper, it'll be perfect.
Oh, it give me screaming abdabs, all that peace and quiet. Give me traffic any day.
I'm quite a dab hand with the old paintbrush myself.
You're offering your services, Doctor?
Well, I help you decorate, you cook me dinner, and if you're wondering, I'm free later tomorrow.
Dr. Goodwin, staff nurse Taylor needs you in casualty. One pedestrian hit by a car. She's been unconscious, and the driver's on his way as well.
So how are you this morning, Dr. Ormerod?
Never better, thank you. Dr. Weatherall.
Good, please hear it. I just needed to speak to you about...
Dead sweet, aren't they? Stands out a mile, they're mad about each other.
What, those two?
No, I mean... Oh, yeah, but you're not to let on it's a secret.
How long's that been going on for?
Ages. You mustn't tell, you've to promise. Poor Dr. O deserves a bit of happiness after what happened to his wife.
Yeah, well, he doesn't look very happy at the moment, does he?
Morning, the Royal.
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Hold on. Dr. Ormod, quick. There's a man fallen off his horse.
Well, you've been very lucky. Could have been a lot worse.
Does that mean I can go home now?
Well, where's home?
Leeds. I just came here to visit a friend.
And then I'm afraid the answer's no. You've had a nasty blow to the head. I'd like to keep you in overnight for observation.
Anyone I can ring for you?
No.
What about your friend, the one you met earlier?
No, thank you.
Dr. Goodwin, the driver's arrived. It's a bit of a mess.
What? The man who knocked me over?
Admit Anna to Fawcett ward, will you, nurse?
Don't talk daft. He's practically still a married man.
Lizzie reckons it's been going on for ages.
What, all the time that his missus was in hospital?
Reckon so.
So you've only just caught on? Well, I've known for months.
May I remind you that tomorrow we are all under the intense scrutiny of the board.
You've never stopped reminding us.
It's you that's having the interview, Mr. H.
Think of me as a mirror in which the labyrinthine operations of this hospital are reflected.
You what?
I want the board to see that I run this hospital like a well-oiled machine, not a clapped-out old banger. See to it, Hopkirk.
Did you see what happened?
He rode hard at the fence, but he went at it all wrong. They both went flying.
The horse fell on him?
I don't think so. He stumbled, but he got to his feet. Dan stayed on the ground. I was right behind him. I only just missed going over myself. He's been out for ages. Surely he should have come round by now.
Swerve to avoid her, went into a wall. Windscreen shattered.
And went right through like a meat slicer. Nasty.
I feel sick.
Hold on. Oh. Well, I think this is one for Mr. Rose.
He's just arrived. First patient's waiting to go in.
Then he'll be waiting a while. Can you let him know what's coming?
Ask Bridget to cover casualty while I'm in theatre.
I warned him not to do it, but he's so pig-headed, forever trying to prove me wrong.
Are you a friend?
He's my husband. He's so pale, Doctor. Why won't he wake up?
Well, we'll have a better idea when we get him to hospital. Would you like to go with him in an ambulance?
Just a moment, the horses.
And he said, can you make sure the boardroom is ship-shape and Bristol fashion for the interviews?
I would have thought that went without saying.
What, matron, Mr. Middleditch says very sorry, but he won't be able to make it back by tomorrow. So can you hold the fort for him?
What on earth's happened?
He's stuck on a Scottish island. Weather's so bad they can't work the ferry.
The board can't possibly do the interviews in his absence.
Without him to swing it, who's going to get the job?
He's asked, but the health authority said no. They've got the interviewers coming up specially. Mr. M's really fed up about it.
A minor inconvenience, Lizzie. I have every confidence the outcome won't be affected.
Yeah, well, he's more confident than I am.
You're at the Royal, Daniel. You've had an accident. You fell off your horse.
Damn fool animal. How is he?
Had a scratch on him.
On my head. Hurts like hell.
Hello. I'm Dr. Ormerod. Could you tell me your name, please?
It's Daniel Francis Waring. Captain Daniel Francis Waring.
Good. Good to see you back with us. Would you be so kind as to give us a moment while I take a proper look at him? Thank you.
Thank you. Very messy. Very messy indeed.
You'll be able to reattach it.
The wonders of medical science. 10 years ago, this poor blighter would be condemned to a lifetime impersonating Vincent van Gogh.
Not to mention nowhere to bounce his spectacles.
Fiddly job, though. How are your embroidery skills, Doctor?
I didn't take needlework at school, sir.
I should hope not. Suture, please, staff nurse.
And you should tell one of us if you need the bathroom, in case you get a bit dizzy.
Thank you.
And the doctor will be back to check up on you later. Lucky old you. Bit of a dish, our Dr. Goodwin. Honestly, they might be in hospital. Doesn't mean they can't make the effort, does it?
No. I bet you don't know why Dr. Wetherall's got a grin like a Cheshire cat at the moment.
No, but I suspect you're going to tell me.
She's in love with Dr. Ormerod.
No!
God's honest truth.
That's so romantic. Drawn together by tragedy, their eyes meet across a crowded operating table.
Yeah, but it's a secret, so you're not to say out.
Don't worry. It's safe with me.
We've only just got married.
Oh.
2 weeks ago. Decided instead of having a proper honeymoon in the south of France, we'd bring the horses up, see a bit of the country before Daniel goes back to his regiment.
Your husband's a military man.
So am I by default. He and his men have great fun rushing about all over the place on exercises. I'm going to be stuck giving tea parties and playing mother hen to their wives.
A responsibility, I'm sure.
I knew what I was taking on. They seem to be taking an awful long time to examine him, don't they?
I'll get someone to bring you a cup of tea while you wait. Try not to worry.
If she won't go, we have to make her.
No chance of persuading Sister Bridget.
Oh, poor Meryl. She's never been the same since Dr. Cheriton. It's such a shame.
Well, if she's not careful, she's going to wake up one morning and realise she's a sad old wrinkled spinster with nothing left in her life but a rotten, boring job.
Short of something to do, Lizzie?
No, matron. Sorry, matron.
A cup of sweet tea for Mrs. Waring. She's in the waiting room. And a biscuit, if there are any left.
Can you pass me a needle, please, sister? Thank you. All right, I'm going to test for some sensation.
Whenever you're ready, Doctor.
It's like stitching through a pair of old boots. Seems our man was a keen rugby player.
More of a cauliflower than a shell-like.
Still, it'll be prettier as nature intended. Well, marginally prettier anyway.
Nothing?
No. I can't move my legs. I can't feel anything. What's wrong?
Can you get Ken around, please, sister? I'm going to take some x-rays of your back.
What do you think is wrong?
Well, I'll have a clear idea when I see the film. All right?
So, no nausea? No dizziness?
No, nothing. The man driving the car, has he?
He's had a few stitches, but he's okay. The police want to see you before you leave in the morning. They will need a statement. Anna? A statement for the police.
Yes, of course. Who's that?
Oh, that's Dr. Klein, our psychiatrist.
Why is she here?
She takes clinics in our outpatients department. Why? Do you know her?
No, she just reminded me of someone, that's all.
Right. Well, I'll leave you in peace for today. The nurses will be checking on you regularly, and I'll see you in the morning.
And then I can go home?
If all is well, then you can go home.
If I had my way, any kind of equestrian activity would be a criminal act. They all come off them sooner or later, and they expect the health service to pick up the pieces.
D12L1 by the looks of it.
Staff Nurse Taylor said you'd be wanting this.
Go. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. They moved him, you say?
Oh, they weren't to realise the damage they were doing.
Wretched amateurs. They let him alone instead of throwing him around like a sack of potatoes. He might have had less damage. Still, what the eye doesn't see. Poor beggar's had it bad enough already. Yes.
Bet you didn't know. Dr. Ormerod's got himself a new girlfriend.
Over my dead body. Samantha, the man's far too old for you. He's wholly unambitious. He has children, for heaven's sake.
No, silly. Not me. Dr. Wetherill.
Ooh. He's suffering what we call a fractured dislocation of the spine in position D12L1. Now, that's here and here. Imagine that that's the spine surrounding the fragile spinal cord, all right? Now, if the spine is dislocated or fractured, then the spinal cord becomes displaced and damaged. Nerve signals stop travelling from the brain to the body.
You're saying, there's no hope he'll ever walk again?
Well, if the spinal cord is damaged, I'm afraid it's irreparable.
But he rides, he runs, he's never still. This is going to kill him, Doctor.
Emma, it's important for Daniel's sake that you remain positive. He's going to need all your support to help him pull through this. Now, if you feel up to it, I think we should speak to him.
Then could you please, I need a moment.
Dr. Ormerod asked me to take you straight down. He's waiting for you before he tells your husband.
Daniel isn't stupid. He'd have worked it out already.
But he doesn't have to know the whole story, does he? He just thinks he fell off his horse. No need to upset him more than you have to, is there?
It's possible that you may recover some lower limb function in time. We've made arrangements to transfer you to the spinal unit tomorrow.
How the hell could this happen? All I did was fall off a horse. I've spent my life falling off horses. What was so different this time?
Well, there's no point in delving too deeply into the White and Wear force at the moment. The most important thing is that you take this one day at a time. Just concentrate on the future.
Future? Oh, yesterday I had a future. This morning I had a future. I fell off my blasted horse. Why the hell did you bother dragging me out of the way? It would have been better if you'd left me there to be trampled. At least I wouldn't have to wake up to this.
My God. Daniel, excuse me.
Emma. Emma, come back.
If you keep calling her a wrinkled old spinster, you're going to get into trouble. You better watch it. You're beginning to show preliminary symptoms yourself. Oh, hardly. Well, you start by preferring a night in with a cup of cocoa to a night out at a groovy new club. Next thing you know, it's crept up on you and you're one of the spinsterhoods. And then there's no going back. It's going to be such fun. Please come. Lizzie and I so want you to. Go on, then. It'll get you off my back.
your paralysis case?
Bad news travels fast.
How about a drink?
Probably best not to, under the circumstances.
Doctor, all right?
What now?
Are you all right, Doctor?
Yes, fine. Thank you.
This is such a difficult time for you. If there's anything I can do, any help with the children, you only have to ask.
Thank you, sister. Good night.
Thank you. Oh, my feet are killing me. Should never worn these boots. Oh, don't be so soft. You came here to dance, didn't you?
I'll sit this one out. It's so hot, it's making the air freeze.
So much for the wilting wallflower over there. Told you it was just what she needed. Fancy a drink?
I'll go. Any excuse to brush past one of those rather handsome young men.
To conclude, gentlemen, I am indeed the man for the job. Indeed, the man for the job. Man for the job.
But you're always saying anything would be better than Mr. Harper.
This Undertaker chap didn't get his name for caring and sharing, did he? No. He got it for closing hospitals like ours down.
But Harper's got to get the job. He's doing it already.
You can't be too sure. Not without Mr. Middleditch to swing it.
You mean Mr. Harper isn't good enough?
I mean, Harper's going to be up against one of these university types, isn't he? With qualifications come out of his backside. Who's going to save the health authority money?
Then we're all stuffed then, aren't we?
You know, I think Cinderella's going to need helping hand. How do you fancy playing fairy godmother?
She should be here. My wife should be with me. I'm the one in hospital.
It's been a difficult time for both of you.
Oh, yes. Poor Emma. Must be difficult coming to terms with the fact she's hitched to a cripple.
I spoke to your wife earlier. She was very concerned.
Not so concerned she can't even bring herself to see me. And probably ringing her father for advice as we speak. He's a solicitor, you see. He'd know the best way to get her out of this.
Where does she get her energy from? Must be making up for lost time. If I don't get these boots off, I'm going to be deformed for life. We're thinking about leaving. It takes half an hour to get back.
Oh, you go. I'm having the best time I've had for ages.
I told you we'd never walk back in time.
Well, what do we do now?
Follow me.
It wasn't me that tipped the bins over, was it?
What's happened here?
I can make an educated guess.
It appears we have a prowler.
Appearances can be deceptive, Mr. Harper.
Not when the safety of our nursing staff is concerned. I shall call the police directly.
Anna,
Doctor,
what are you doing out of bed?
I was just looking for the toilet. This place is a maze.
It's just through there.
No, of course. Silly of me.
With no witnesses or description, we don't have much to go on, sir.
Not good enough. I'm expecting action, officer.
Right, well, I'll get a couple of lads to make an extra patrol. Keep an eye on the place at night. With a bit of luck, might just be enough to make our man think twice before he tries anything again.
Very well. I think we've detained you long enough, officer.
Staff nurse, you are to impress on the nurses that they must keep their windows shut at all times.
A false eyelash. Unusual night attire, staff nurse.
I don't know how that got there.
She knows, you know.
Of course she doesn't.
As if she really suspected, she'd have noticed this.
Hello? Brought you these.
Where have you been?
I needed time to think things through.
For once, Emma. This isn't about you. This is about me. What do you think you have to think through?
There's something I have to tell you. Dan, I'm so terribly sorry.
What do they say about the torrent which rages under the still waters?
I beg your pardon?
You and Dr. Wetherill played that very close to your chest, as it were.
Whatever you may have heard, there's nothing going on between us. Nothing whatsoever.
No, if you say so. Fine figure of a woman. Dr. Wetherill, fine figure of a woman.
Excuse me.
How could you have been so stupid?
How was I to know it would make things worse? I'm so sorry, Dan. If I could turn the clock back, I would, I promise.
You never really wanted to be an army wife, did you, darling? All those endless tea parties, the good works constantly moving from pillar to post.
What do you mean?
Oh, you've spared yourself the trouble now, haven't you? Though other people would have been less obvious and cancelled the wedding.
You're twisting everything, Dan. Stop it.
Is something wrong?
Why don't you ask my darling wife? She's the one who moved me when I was unconscious. She's the one who's put paid to my career, ruined my life, in one fell swoop. Well, isn't she, Doctor?
I'm taking this very seriously indeed. Until this prowler is apprehended, until further notice, every nurse will be in and accounted for by 8 p.m. nightly, and no exceptions.
Yes, matron.
Staff Nurse Taylor, where are my rescheduled fibroids? I was expecting them on the table by now.
Yes, Mr. Rose.
I'm also -1 anaesthetist, although it appears that Dr. Ormerod has more pressing demands on his time at the moment.
All I remember is I was crossing the road and then I woke up and there was an ambulance.
You didn't notice the car, whether it was travelling at speed or anything?
No. Sorry.
Right. Well, we've got your address and phone number, Mrs. Dawkins. We'll be in touch if charges are brought against the driver. Thank you.
May I go now?
Yes. You'll have to see your own doctor in about 10 days to have those stitches removed.
Thank you, Doctor.
There's no point trying to deny it, Doctor.
I really don't think this is helpful, either to you or Emma.
It is what happened, isn't it?
The damage to Daniel's spine occurred when he fell from the horse.
But I made it worse when I moved him.
You want to know the extent of his injury. You were just trying to do your best.
And look what she's gone and done.
I didn't know. I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
You've done your worst. Now get out of my sight. Make her leave. Please.
I think perhaps it might be for the best.
It's just a reaction to his injury. He's in shock. He's angry. He'll lash out at anyone. And those closest to him will feel the brunt of it, I'm afraid.
If I were him, I'd hate me. If I were him, I'd wish me dead. If only I'd left him alone. If only I hadn't moved him.
Emma, why is it that you feel that you're responsible?
Something the nurse said yesterday. And I noticed you weren't being direct with Daniel.
A nurse? Which nurse would this be?
The tall one with the dark hair, the one you sent to fetch me.
Right.
I thought she knew already.
She didn't suspect a thing until you put the idea into her head.
Now she's blaming herself. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I'd no idea.
You released confidential information about a patient. Next time, nurse, be more discreet.
This Mr. Pitt's not due till 11. Harper's interview's not till 12. It's logistics, Alan. We stick to the plan, we can't go wrong.
Yeah, but if we get caught, we'll be out on our ears.
That's what'll happen if Harper don't get the job. We've got no to lose.
I can't. He'll never believe me.
We can. It's all about acting, isn't it? I mean, you just got to keep your nerve. Think yourself into the part.
Yeah, but it's that bit that I'm not so sure about.
Big day, Mr. Harper.
As if I need reminding.
Hello, Lizzie. What do we have this morning?
Oh, hello, Dr. Klein. Let's have a look.
We wanted children, you know. Well, neither of us had brothers or sisters. So we wanted a house full.
It's too early to say you won't have children.
What sort of a father would I be now? What kind of a husband?
A husband who loves his wife and his family.
There's no point now. She'll be better off without me. At least she's young enough to start again.
And what about you?
What about me? There's nothing left for me now. Nothing. Stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I'd rather be dead.
Anyone who ever loved could look at me and know that I love you. Anyone who ever dreamed could look at me and know I dream of you.
Go to him, my dear. He needs you.
He doesn't want me. And who could blame him?
He's pushing you away because he thinks it's the best thing for you.
He's pushing me away because he hates me.
Because he's anxious about the future. He wants you to be free, to have the family you've always wanted.
We can never have children because of his injury.
We don't know that yet.
Then why? And I love him so much.
He's a proud man. He's afraid he'll be a burden to you. And you'll begin to resent him. And rather than let that happen, he's prepared to let you go. He must love you very much.
And I love him.
Then that's what you should tell him, over and over again, despite what he says. He needs you, my dear. He won't admit it. But he needs you very badly indeed.
All you who try to order me and say what I'll do, I know you want the world to be exactly like you, but why bother? Man, must be a thing to try. When you know I'm tired of trying, go with life.
Mr. Pitt.
Indeed.
If you'd like to follow me.
We seem to have come an awfully long way.
Mr. Pitt, I'm Mr. Charlton.
Ah, yes. Chairman of the Health Authority. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yes, sit down. Oh, and this is my colleague, Mr. Talbot.
Yes, we've already met.
Now, when you're ready, I'd like you to tell me in your own words exactly why you think you are the right man for the job.
Hope you've come suitably equipped.
Brushes, turpentine, and a bottle of wine for that meal you promised me.
Apparently the best fish and chips in Yorkshire are within walking distance. And it's my treat. Least I can do for you sacrificing your afternoon off.
Hey, it's no sacrifice, I assure you.
See you later then.
Doctor, you got a minute?
Reckons he was driving along, minding his own business. Then the next minute, he just jumped out in front of him.
He's sure that it wasn't just an accident?
Says she was acting strangely. He swears just before he hit her, you could see she was smiling.
8 o'clock? They can't do this to us. It's not like we're in prison, is it?
It's only until they catch the peeping Tom. Good opportunity for you to catch up on some reading, I'd have thought.
Well, they're never going to catch him because he doesn't exist.
As you can see, I've compared efficiency levels with the hospitals I have previously streamlined.
You mean shut down?
I prefer the expression rationalise. Frankly, this hospital is uneconomical and inefficient.
Right, Mr. Pitt, I think I've heard enough.
But you haven't heard my ideas for rationalisation yet.
I've heard plenty. We'll be in touch. You don't mind if I hang on to this?
I love you, Daniel.
So you say.
Can you forgive me for what I did?
As the doctor said, you want to know.
I'm your wife. None of this will change anything between us.
You're still going to feel the same when you're pushing me about in my wheelchair. When you're condemned to a life of bathing me and dressing me.
Of course.
Can you look at me now and honestly tell me I'm still the man you married?
I love you. I'll always love you. That hasn't changed.
But I have. Life's different now. You'll be better off without me.
If you think I'd abandon my husband at the first sign of trouble, then you don't know me very well.
I can't walk. I can't ride, I can't work. I might never be a proper husband to you again. Look at me and tell me that that doesn't make a difference.
For better or for worse. Remember?
I'm so scared.
Come here. Come here.
are, Mrs. Watson. I live up the road.
Oh, hello. I'm Lucy. Nice to meet you.
I saw you moving in. I just thought I'd come and say hello.
Oh, please, come in.
Mr. Pitt.
Morning, gentlemen. Sorry I'm late. Point failure at crew.
I've been thinking. We both sneak out tonight and rattle the bins as if we're a prowler.
How's that gonna look if we get caught?
It'll put Matron off the scent. Stop you getting so paranoid.
There's only one way around this. I'm gonna have to tell her the truth.
She'll skin you alive.
Well, she already thinks I'm lying. Might as well go and put us both out of my misery. What did I want with a career anyway?
And it's so beautiful here. The salt in the air, the sound of the waves.
My children love the sea. Lying on the beach, collecting shells, building sandcastles.
How old are they?
They'll be 5 and 7 this year.
Oh.
Do you want to see them?
Oh, they're lovely. Do you want a cup of tea?
Yes, thank you.
I think there's something I should tell you.
There is no prowler. It was me out there last night. The door was locked, so I forced the kitchen window and climbed through.
Wouldn't it have been easier to ring the bell?
I didn't want to get found out, Matron.
If you'd owned up to this earlier, you would have saved us a great deal of trouble.
I'll pay for the damage.
You most certainly will. But I have to credit you with your honesty.
Yes, Matron.
Next time you're tempted to scale the walls, don't. In my day, if I remember rightly, we used to favour the ground floor bathroom window. The lock has always been loose. You may go.
So, if you'd care to outline your plans for this hospital, Mr. Pitt?
Well, first, I would increase staff levels. Then I would re-equip the operating theatres with state-of-the-art stuff. And, I would redecorate the place from top to bottom for patient morale. Next question.
Do you take sugar? I'm sure there's some in this packing case. Aha. And some biscuits. I know you, don't I?
And a GP's never heard of her.
Anna told me she came from Leeds. Surely she gave an address.
Flats that have been knocked down. And the phone number she gave doesn't work. Anyone else you want me to try?
Well, if she doesn't want us to know who she is, there's not much more we can do. I am concerned about her. If she returns of her own accord or she's admitted again, then I'm contactable at Dr. Clarence.
Righto. Happy decorating, Doctor.
So you remember me now, Dr. Klein?
Anna. It's Anna, isn't it? You were at the hospital earlier. You saw Dr. Goodwin.
He nearly ruined everything. He wanted me to come and see you so he could send me back to that place.
What is it you want, Anna?
I want my babies. I want the babies that you took away.
Not nervous at all, Mr. Harper.
Fortune favours the brave, Alan.
All you can do is your best. That's all. I think they're ready for you now. Good luck.
Whatever might have happened in the past, I'm sure we can work together, sort something out.
You said I'd hurt my children. You made them take them away.
I understand that you're upset. I want to help. I promise I'll do everything I can to make things better for you.
You said that the last time, and what did you do? You locked me away. I lost my babies.
Anna, listen to me. You were very ill, you remember? That's why you had to go to hospital.
And then he said he wanted to marry someone else. He didn't want our baby. The one I was expecting when they locked me up. You made her go away too. Didn't you?
You had a miscarriage, Anna.
No, they called it that, but I know it was you. Getting in under my skin and making sure I had nothing left. I can hear them calling. It won't be long now.
Down to the crossroads, down
this going to achieve, Anna? You're a young woman with the rest of your life ahead of you.
You're evil. You deserve to die.
Jeff, you're here. Jeff, help me! No!
Lucy! Alan, calm down! Lucy! Lucy, you okay?
Yeah.
Come on, let's get you outside. Come on. This way you go. Come to me, Anna!
No!
We want to help you. Come to me!
I want my babies. I can hear them. I've got to get to her.
Let's stay back. No, you stay here.
Everything's all right. Mommy's here. She's here.
Anna! I'm sinking down.
Hold on. You're all right.
Yes, I'm fine.
I suppose we should be flattered that our private lives are so fascinating to all and sundry.
A bit ironic under the circumstances, to say the least.
Especially as no one believes that there's nothing going on.
But we have done the right thing.
All I know, Jill, is that somehow we've ended up with the worst of both worlds. And now we haven't even got each other.
Oh, look at them now. Oh, it's so romantic.
What is?
Dr. Ormerod and Dr. Wetherill. Oh, they're in love.
Sweet, aren't they?
Don't you think that man suffered enough without you spreading vile rumours?
Don't tell me you didn't know.
You must be the only one in this place. Those two have been an item for ages, apparently.
You must go out to the club one evening. Well, nice to meet you again.
Congratulations. It's been a pleasure.
Success, gentlemen.
You got the job.
With immediate effect.
Congratulations.
The panel recognised a natural leader when they saw one. And strange enough, the Undertaker was an utter disappointment.
That's great, Mr. H.
I thought we'd start with my plans for rationalisation. And it's your department first. I'll see you both in my office first thing tomorrow.
So you've treated her before?
I was one of the team. I had her committed. But we deal with so many patients. After so long, it's difficult to put a name to a face.
Why was she sectioned in the first place?
She was seriously ill. Psychotic. Delusional. It was so tragic, she ended up smothering her 2 children.
I had a feeling about her. I can't believe I let her go.
Why wouldn't you? She's extremely clever. She knows what you look for. She's expert at concealing her symptoms.
Yeah, she escaped from the asylum a couple of days ago. They've been looking for her ever since.
Was she looking for me?
No. She was after her ex-husband. The divorce had just gone through. He'd moved on. She couldn't find him.
She thought we'd abandoned her, so she stepped out in front of the car. Poor Anna. She must have been so lonely.
Hey, we should get you to the hospital.
No. No hospital. I couldn't bear the questions, not now.
But I thought you were happy here, sister.
I've neglected my spiritual obligations of late. I need to make a retreat.
Is something wrong? Has someone upset you?
I can't say, matron.
Very well. If you feel you must go, you must go.
motor. I'm insured. I'll get it all back. But Anna lost everything and I did nothing to help her.
Hey, you did all you could.
But it's never enough.
There's only so much you can do for each patient.
You hear about these things. Patients fixating on their psychiatrists. You never for a moment think it's going to happen to you.
I'm just grateful I turned up when I did.
5 more minutes and... I've never been so glad to see anyone. Ever.
So, if I was to have a hot date tonight, I'll make sure the window's open. Thank you, Staffner. Just don't get caught this time.
It'll be too dark for you to find the door. But if you got to go, well, it's all right. But if you got to go, go now. Or else you got to stay all night.
Excuse me, matron, but you need to keep away.
Don't!
Gerald!
I can't watch cut file on my own, it's not natural.
Off you go!
Matron, if you want me to come back to the Royal, I'm afraid you've had a wasted journey.